Welcome back, Libra. We are here to pull cards for the week of January 29th through February the 2nd. And so we are going to be pulling one card for each day, and we're going to see what comes up on those cards and also what comes up psychically. Thank you very much for spending some of your precious time here with me today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also share it if you think somebody else could benefit from it. And put a comment down below. I always love reading your feedback. All of that stuff helps me to grow this itty bitty channel into something respectable. I appreciate the help. Okay, so let's look here. Libra, on Monday, you have that side of the Six of Pentacles showing up here. That side of the Six of Pentacles is telling me that on Monday you are going to be feeling pretty happy about paying someone back or paying something off, or at least putting a big chunk, knocking out a big chunk of something that you owe somebody. So knocking out a big chunk of debt. So you're going to be feeling pretty good on that Monday. You may have actually done that previous to Monday, but you're going to be feeling like, yeah, that feels really good. I'm glad I did that. So Tuesday, Ace of Pentacles. This just tells me that on Tuesday, you're either giving somebody some type of tangible gift or you're giving someone a second chance. For me, I do consider giving someone a second chance a gift, so that's why that falls under that card for me. Now, looking at Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday we have the Knight of Pentacles showing up in reverse. This just tells me, Libras, that on Wednesday you're not really paying too much attention to the budget. You're not working on doing anything to make it work, basically. So you may not be bringing in that income, doing the things you know you need to bring in that income, or you may be doing some impulse spending, or there may be something that comes up that you have to spend some money you weren't planning on spending, not because of something irresponsible or impulsive, but maybe something just comes up. Sometimes expenses like that do. Either way, we see that you're kind of blowing the budget and you're telling yourself, you know what, I'm going to fix this later. All right. Now we're looking at Thursday. Okay. So Thursday, what we have showing up is the Tower card. And so this just tells me there's some kind of big shakeup. And I want to clarify a little bit about where we can expect this shakeup to be in your life, because just saying, oh, there's going to be a big shakeup. Not exactly where I want to leave you guys. Sometimes we cause the big shakeup. Sometimes we recognize something isn't working, so we cause a big shakeup. Sometimes it's an external circumstance. So let's see where this is impacting your life here. This is you doing it, because we've got you making a decision here. And this has to do with the idea of, I'm going to say this has to do with alone time. There's something going on here where you definitely want some time alone, and you're shaking some things up to make sure that you get it. That you get it. All right, let's move on to Friday. So Friday, we have the Nine of Wands showing up in reverse. Nine of Wands in reverse just tells me there's something going on that is surprising to you. Now, this is another one of those that I don't like to just leave hanging. Like, okay, great. What does the surprise have to do with? That would be kind of nice to know, right? Wrong deck. Let's try this one. What does the surprise have to do with, please? And I'm using a Lenormand deck to clarify. I think this is the Fairy Lenormand or something like that. It's been a long time since I've looked at the box. I don't know if I remember the name really. I know it has to do with fairies. Huh, okay. So what we see coming up as a surprise has to do with home or family, and there's some kind of crossroads or decision that's being made around home or family that catches you by surprise. You weren't expecting that. Now, just because it's a surprise does not mean it's bad. For some of you, this is going to be a really good surprise. So please don't stress just because I say the word surprise. It's not awful. All right, let's take a peek at our weekend. What do we have? Saturday, we have the Three of Pentacles showing up in reverse. This tells me that we are not really wanting to collaborate with anybody on Saturday. So we may be wanting to just kind of keep to ourselves. Remember, we had that alone time show up on Thursday. We may be really wanting that alone time on Saturday. So even if we had agreed to meet somebody on Saturday, we may be canceling those plans. And then Sunday, gosh, you guys are full of cards that I really want to clarify. Three of Swords has to do with a heartache or a heartbreak. Sometimes it's a big deal, sometimes it's not. I've had this come up for me, and then something showed up on the news that made me feel sad about an animal. So sometimes this comes up for much bigger things, much more important and life-changing things than that, and sometimes not. When we're doing daily cards, we can get a lot of things that show up that are really pretty mundane. Let's take a peek what this has to do with. Well, a couple of things that come up here. First of all, we've got the moon and the stars. If you notice, both of these cards are happening at nighttime. This one talks about reflection, that's the moon. The stars talk about clarity. So this tells me that I think you're going to be reflecting on something that once you get the clarity on it, you may not really like knowing what that clarity actually says. And for some of you, you're just going to be missing someone. Everyone have a great week.